26 politieke leiders uit ontwikkelingslanden waren tijdens de verkiezingsweek in Nederland. Ze volgden een uitgebreid programma over de democratie en de gang van zaken rondom verkiezingen in Nederland. 2 van deze mensen zijn Winter uit Zambia en Chantos uit Zuid-Afrika. Deze week werd georganiseerd door het Nederlands Instituut voor Meerpartijendemocratie.
The Netherlands Institute for Multi-Party Democracy is a corporation of 7 political parties in the Dutch parliament who have come together in the year 2000 with the mandate to support political parties in young democracies.
We are a new democracy. It's been 12 years since we've had elections and since apartheid has been abolished. Being a new democracy, we are obviously faced with many challenges.
I think it is more difficult to be a politician in a third world country like Zambia than it is in Western Europe, because the difference is that for Western Europe you still have systems, you already have systems in place that have evolved over a long period of time. I mean, for the Netherlands, for example, you are talking about going back to the 1500s.
It's useful to invite them to come to the Netherlands to learn about the developments in the Netherlands democracy and how our political system works, some of the challenges in the Netherlands, and have also a discussion with them about the state of affairs in the political system in Holland.
Een van de activiteiten tijdens de week was het meedraaien met een campagnedag van de grote lijsttrekkers.
No, my name is Winter.
Andera, nice to meet you.
Thank you. I was able to meet the leader of the Christian Union, and I was present when he was giving his question and answer session, at the Women's Fair. I was impressed, with the manner in which although you are using modern technology, how you try to reach out to the people so that they can make an informed decision as to which political party or which candidate they must vote for. You have 3 seats now.
Yes, we have.
Okay. How many seats do you hope to have after winning?
Oh, as much as possible, but I do hope that, like the polls promise us, about 6 to 8 seats.
But this is the first time in the history of your government that the cabinet has collapsed like this.
Most of the cabinet has collapsed.
So this is not. I was able to meet the leader of the VVD and get to know about some of their policies. I went on the campaign bus. One of the most interesting things that we did was land up at the airport, at Schiphol Airport.
Well, the main challenge really is poverty. 80% of our people are poor. That there's a relationship between the government, and your welfare. That the government that you put in power can improve your way of life, or it can make it worse. So that is creating some enthusiasm, and it came out very clear in the last elections. So we are beginning to see our people beginning to respond and develop, this, enthusiasm and this desire to change government or to maintain a government if they think that it has given them, a good way of life for the period of 5 years.
Well, I think the most important thing that democracy has brought to our country is that it's one man and one vote. In the apartheid era, I was not allowed to vote by virtue of my color. Then when the vote did come, it was allowed to Indians and coloureds, but not to Africans. So that in itself, the one man, one vote, has been really powerful.
We see some very tangible results already in countries where this activity is working. And we are only in this business for the last 4 years, so it's still fairly new kind of cooperation. but it is very necessary cooperation. And we hope it will contribute indeed to more peaceful, stable political societies that will benefit the poor people in those countries.
And yesterday, Tuesday, was quite fascinating day in the sense that we learned more about the Dutch electoral system, and quite different to my own country, so I found that quite interesting. The program is so tightly packed that you don't have much time for questions, but I've learned a lot.
What we are going to do today is we are going to a school to go and use the two voting guide which has been introduced in the Netherlands to try to help voters, decide which party they would like to vote for. How do I get to the questions?
And in the Dutch version, you can also click on the disagree and agree with right there. It gives you a one-sentence explanation of why they chose that position. Okay. And we have not been able to translate all these.
Which party is this?
Social Democrat Party.
Now let me see.
The PVA.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is Christian Union.
Okay. Was it also what you expected?
Yes, I wanted to vote Christian Union, and that's what I expected. In Zambia, we do not have parties really aligned on ideological lines. Okay, so we don't have, the leftist parties, the rightist parties, the center parties. We don't have that kind of arrangement in Zambia.
Today is election day, and there isn't a vibrance in the street about the whole thing. Come to an African election, people have formed long queues outside, and it's a real party day because it's the one day that you are equal to the Prime Minister or Minister or your next door neighbor. It's the one day you are equal because your cross means the same as everyone else's cross.
The last question. Should take some time. These are all that. There is no list with candidates without a party.
The security features of the vote here impressed me. Your voting card has got 3 different security features, so nobody can arrive with a fraudulent voting card and vote. In our country, your finger is painted with a so-called ink that you are supposed, that is supposed to be our security feature. But in the last election, at least 3 people from the area where I live in tested the system. The moment they voted, they went home, washed their finger, washed it off, and came back to the voting and were able to vote again.
The last few days have been an eye-opener, for me as a Zambian delegate. I think, our system, like I've said before, has a lot to learn from the Netherlands. And I'm sure you have, something to learn from us. But I think, that the program overall has been a very good program, and I wish to encourage IMD, to have such programs in the future.